Hello everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV time again, and it's of course here with you every Wednesday when we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Alright, so it's been a busy weekend, everybody's getting back on the park. Of course, we wish our Muslim viewers welcome back, and we trust that you had a very blessed Ramadan. A big thanks to our sponsors that have come on board with us at Cape Rugby TV. Hisense is of course on board with us as the official technical partner. Score energy drinks. Score, as you know, of course, on board with us and Western Province Club Rugby, part of the Sevens. Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road. If you want to get on your technical specs or paint requirements, tinting, then Dulux Maitland is the spot for you. And of course, Color Tone is also on board with Cape Rugby TV. So big thanks to the folks for coming on board. Incidentally, you'll be able to win yourself that Hisense 40-inch smart TV a little bit later during the show. We'll give you the SMS number, and of course you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. That comes up a little bit later. With me on the show this evening, Jerome Parwater. Hallo Jerome, hoe gaan met jou?
JP, lekker, net lekker koud daar buite.
Ja.
So ons moet maar, ek het gedink ons gaan 'n bietjie sop kry vanaand, maar
no soup tonight. Folks, of course we were out last night at the Cape Sun, where it was the Western Province Rugby's annual capping ceremony for the under-13s and the under-16s and the under-18s. Jerome was there with me, and we'll take a look at that during the course of the show. We'll be speaking to some of the coaches and many of the captains, as well as the players, and of course some of the management team. So that comes up a little bit later. It'd be nice for you to see who these kids are that are coming through the ranks. The game, of course, of the weekend was Belleville up against Kraaifontein, and monster game there. Jerome, before we look at the footage, Belleville, Kraaifontein, do you think it's a derby match?
it's sort of a derby match, JP. And surprisingly, that Belleville actually took that game because the previous week Kraaifontein beat Kuils River. So that was. Yeah, that surprised me.
I said to the guys last week, I said, my money was on Belleville. I mean, I know Kraaifontein came off the win against Kuils River, but I said, do not underestimate the Belleville backline. We've seen them against Milnerton, and they've got very fast backs outside. So, obviously, Belleville. Well, let's take a look at the highlights. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and we'll see what came to bear. Right, there we go, folks. First half. Well, you can see Jerome. Looks like the bounce of the ball there had a bit of impact on the game.
Yeah, definitely. I must say that Daryl did well there, because I think, if I'm not correct, that's a penalty kick which he followed up, and you don't see actually now. I think because of the accuracy of the kickers, you don't see guys follow up on the kick when they kick for poles. And he actually followed up that kick. The Kraaifontein guys were half asleep, and he dotted the ball down for his first try. So that's actually good of him. And I mean, he's still a youngster, 20 years old.
But you need to follow up. I mean, you need to follow up. This is club rugby. Accuracy of the kicks are not are lower accuracy percentage-wise than in professional or super rugby. The chances of something going wrong or not as planned in club rugby is pretty high. The ball is not going to go necessarily always where you want it. So as a club rugby coach, you can take advantage of that loose structure.
Yeah, definitely. But you can see, like I say, you can see the guys don't do that anymore. That's why Kraaifontein guys were so relaxed, and they didn't even see when the ball was dotted down by this guy, because he's quite quick. So that was good.
Well, and he'll be happy with this. Apparently, it's his first game. Daryl Christians.
Yeah, it's his first game, and I see he's still a youngster. He's 20 years old. So it looks like he's got a good future with Bellville, and he must just keep on working. And just seeing there, JP, in the first couple of scrums that Bellville actually dominated the Kraaifontein scrum, which is Kraaifontein actually killed Kuilsriver in the scrum. So that was surprising. So they've got a big pack of forwards, Bellville, so they've done well there.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Is it because of size or because of technical skills in the scrums?
It's size, JP, and it's a lot of technical skills. You can actually see when they set up, Bellville, when they set up quite nice and low.
Yeah.
And you can see almost before the refs say, you can see that the locks are putting pressure on the front rows, which we call the deload. So they've done well there.
Right, folks. Let's take a look now at the second half. Of course, Bellville against Kraaifontein. Bellville with home ground advantage. Right, welcome back, folks. Yeah, interesting second half there. So you can really see some running rugby. So Carlton Goodman, number 12 for Belleville, fantastic tries there, and that number 11, Jerome from Kraaifontein, squeezing in some fast. Lucian Kirshner. I'm just looking at the team sheet. They're coming off scrum. Lucian Kirshner, he really. I mean that last run there from the wing from Kraaifontein. From his own touchline just about.
Yeah, I mean he beat about 4 guys there to go and score, and I saw Koos there on the touchline. Yeah. It looks like at one stage he's going to tackle the guy because he was something there. I just saw now on the screen. Yeah. But that was poor defense from Belleville, and also the try that Charlton scored was just 10 meters from your try line. I mean, you can't fall for dummies there. So just a tip to Kraaifontein. Just the defense there, they should have just gone up in a line in tackle. That was too easy. But the try of Kraaifontein was actually, I think that was the try of the day. That was a great try.
Yeah, if not one of the tries of the season so far that we've seen. Yeah. A nice stepping there as well from Conrad Jabber. For Kraaifontein. Stepping, he really pushed the line out and then straighten up. Yeah, but that's why I say, I mean, you can't actually fall for dummies now. It's better to tackle the guy. Maybe just give away a penalty, but it's better to tackle the guy. And I must say also, JP, I see like a lot of the fields now, but I see that Belleville field is, you can actually see the green now, where in the beginning of the season it was just grey. So I think the rain helped a lot with a lot of the fields now. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting you're talking about the dominance in the scrum there. Also, 2 tries from Dylan October, Arno Johnson. That's what helped them seal the win for Belleville. So, yeah, great stuff. Jerome, just one of the things that has come to our attention is that apparently the scrum machine at Belleville is pretty much been destroyed. It's one of those sad scenarios for club rugby. Yeah,
that's a sad thing in the communities. I've spoken to Warren Walters last week, and apparently he's at Makassar. Yeah. Their scoreboard was also vandalized. Yeah. And a lot of other things on the field, and that's people from the community. And the same with Belleville. That's within the communities, and I mean, you need a scrum machine to scrum against, to do practice and things like that. So I don't know what's happening in the communities, JP, and that's quite sad. And it's just getting worse and worse. The cables get stolen, so everything is just bad.
We saw last year Tigerberg's initiative to stand by your field, stand by your community, stand by your club. Certainly Tigerberg got out there, they were painting the walls, they were these are the kind of initiatives we need. I mean, it's very sad. Anyway, folks, we're going to move on. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the ad break, we'll catch up with the captains and coaches from at least Kraaifontein and Belleville. Of course, we speak to Manny de Pavia. He's the head coach at Kraaifontein. Michael de Boer is the captain at Kraaifontein. Maxie Stoffels, of course, coaching at the moment at Belleville. And Arno Johnson is the Belleville captain. We'll chat to them after the break. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody, at Skype Rugby TV. Wednesday nights when we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. We'll be chatting to the captains and coaches from Belleville and Kraaifontein in a second or so. Remember, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. That comes up during the course of the show, so make sure that you keep your mobile phones handy. And tonight is your final chance to win a Hisense 40-inch smart TV, courtesy of BestMed. So that comes up a little bit later during the course of the show. Now, as you know, it was, of course, Kraaifontein and Belleville over the weekend. Kraaifontein were looking to continue their momentum after their victory against Kuilsriver. They came up a little bit short against Belleville. We speak now to the head coach from Kraaifontein, Manny de Pavia, first.
Ja, nee, dit was. Ons het goed voorberei vir hulle. Ons het geweet dit gaan 'n harde een wees. Ons het 'n bietjie van 'n op en af seisoen. Ons wou baie graag hierdie ene gevat het. Maar ja, die eerste helfte was ons manne nie in die wedstryd nie. Ons het 'n bietjie hard gepraat halftyd. Ek voel dit goed teruggekom. But ja, it's not enough. En veral in hierdie liga, jy kan nie verwag dinge gaan net gebeur nie, jy moet dit laat gebeur. Maar baie geluk aan Belleville. Ek dink hulle het vir ons regtig 'n baie goeie wedstryd gegee. Ja, dit het, maar hulle het 'n paar groot manne hoor. Hulle het nie teruggestaan vir ons nie en hulle was lus vir speel. Maar ja, dit was 'n baie goeie wedstryd van rugby, was dit baie goed geweest. Ja, volgende week is taai, ons het nou 9 games in 'n ry. So ja, Villagers lê bo op die league. Ons werk maar na hulle toe. Ons wil graag 'n paar goeie wenne nou inkry. En ons speel hulle tuis, so ons gaan maar doen wat ons moet doen.
Manny De Pava, head coach at Kraaifontein. Jerome, win or lose, Kraaifontein and Bellville, both those teams are a different outfit from the last 2 or 3 years. They've got a different gees, their coaching is going well, the team is playing well. Win or lose, it was a great game.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, there many said himself that you just don't turn up at games anymore and think that you're going to win.
Yeah.
So that's good of him. And I mean, he also congratulated Bellville on them. And he said that their pack of forwards actually put them under a lot of pressure, which is good. But he's quite positive, it seems, and I mean, he said they're looking forward to the Villagers game, which is also going to be a tough one.
I know Villagers is also looking forward to that because everybody's looking forward to be coming back now after lots of different breaks.
Yeah, so now it's going to be tough for coaches to manage their squads now and their teams, because he said they've got 9 games in a row now, so it's going to be tough for them.
Fantastic though. I mean, let the players play. They want to play every weekend. There's not a player in the world that I've ever met that says, no, I don't want to play.
Exactly.
So, you know, you've got to have the guys on the park. Right, we managed to speak to Michael De Boer. He's, of course, captain at Kraaifontein.
Ons het nie gekyk na ons systems nie. Wat ons in plek het vir ons defense en op ons attackie. Die manne was 'n bietjie geskok met die crowd en die aanslag wat Bellville gebring het voor. Ons het verwag 'n hardloop game. Maar hulle het vir ons voor moeilik gemaak. En as jy nie op balle voor kan protect nie, as dit moeilik om rugby te speel. Ja, ons coach Manny De Pava het ons halftime 'n lekker talkie gegee. En die manne het wakker geskrik en ons het teruggekom. Ons het hom 4 tries beloof. Ons het 4 tries geskoor. Dit was gelykop. Ons moes speel vir die wen. En toe slip ons weer eens in ons defensive system. En ons het nie weer recover vanaf nie. Ons speel Villagers tuis volgende week. Ons weer 'n ander game, gaan weer voor hard wees. So ons weet wat vir ons wag en hoe om voor te berei die week om die wen te kry.
Right, welcome back, folks. Right, it's of course Michael De Boer there, Jerome. The coach's talk seems to make a difference at halftime. I say there, Manny gave them a bit of a hard talk, and they came back. He wanted 4 tries, and he got them 4 tries. But sometimes these coaches' talks can get a bit
yeah, exactly.
serious.
Because I think they were. It was 20 to 5 or something at halftime.
Yeah.
So they were far behind. So Manny's talk definitely helped them. And what the captain said, you can see, like in the first half, the unnecessary tries that they slipped up. So they were not. Their concentration wasn't that good the first half.
Yeah.
And also what he said, he was spot on with their systems on defense. It didn't help them a lot.
Yeah. All right, of course, folks, we spoke to Maxi Stoffels. He's a coach at Bellville, old player at Bellville as well. And in fact, if you had looked at the first half highlights there, you would have seen his brother Alistair sitting in the stands. 2 real stalwarts from Bellville. So Maxi Stoffels, captain, at least coach at Bellville now. Let's see what he has to say.
Okay, ja, ons het op 'n baie positiewe noot afgeskop. Ons het soos altyd maar weer dinge vir onsself moeilik gemaak en ons swak dissipline in ons manier van speel het ons weer op die tweede helfte op die agtervoet geplaas. Maar soos altyd lyk my ons ouetjies wil net speel as hulle gechallenge word, maar hulle het goeie karakter gewys om terug te kom. Maar dit is die tipe wedstryde wat mense met baie meer selfvertroue wil wen. Ja, ons ouetjies agter is een van ons sterkpunte. Ek dink die ouetjies hulle lewe om die bal agter te kry. Ons oordeel soms is nie altyd na wense nie, maar ons hoop in die volgende wedstryde wat kom kan die ouetjies beter besluitneming toepas en meer effektief afrond. Ons het vandag weer eens kansse gehad, maar ek hoop in die toekoms dat die ouetjies ons kansse beter gaan benut. Nee, om eerlik te wees, ons dissipline was swak. Ek dink as mense so baie strafskoppe afstaan en selfs ons wedstrydissipline, ons wen nie ons vaste fasette nie, dan raak dit 'n moeilike wedstryd. Ek dink Ons kan die momentum bou as ons soos vaste fasette wen nie. En dis iets wat ons aan gaan moet werk die volgende paar weke wat kom. As harder wedstryde vir ons vir die volgende spanne wat kom. Voor weer breke, so ons sal moet ons huiswerk opskerp en meer aandag gee aan ons vaste fasette. Ja, definitief. Ek dink voorbereiding is belangrik. Is vir ons net vital dat ons aan die regte areas aandag gee die week. Ek dink dit is 'n liga waar jy geen span kan onderskat nie en ons het al ons lesse hier geleer die jaar. Ek hoop net die ouetjies het vandag geleer uit hy eerste 25 minute van die tweede helfte waar ons baie moeilik aan die gang gekom het. En ek hoop ons kan ons manier van speel optel na rustyd want dit raak 'n probleem vir ons en ek is positief. Ons het genoeg karakter in die kring om en temperament om dit uit te sorteer. So ek sien uit na volgende week.
Maxwell Stoffels, coach, I keep wanting to say captain, because he did captain Belleville for a long time. Coach, of course, at Belleville. Jerome, take away what he was talking about there. But fantastic to see a community club like that, where you were the player, and then you became the captain, and then you became the coach. That's like you're really sticking to your home ground.
Yeah, that's well done to Maxi. I mean, he could have gone to any club, the quality player that he was.
Yeah.
But he stick to Belleville. He played there. He grew up in Belleville South, and and it's exactly what you say. I mean, he pretty much did everything at the club so far from junior levels up to senior levels, and I think Maxi was at one stage maybe he thought of putting his boots on again, because I believe against peoples he put his boots on at the second half, but luckily he didn't have to do it again on Saturday.
Yeah, but there's not a coach. So there's not a coach in the world that doesn't think about that all the time. I know that you even yourself will stand on the side when you're busy coaching the under-21s, and then you're looking at the scrum and thinking, "Hey, laat ek maar net inspring."
No, definitely, JP. But sometimes you must know your roles also. But I mean, that's the type of person Maxi is. He won't let his team down. He won't let anything down, and I think that's how he coaches.
Well, I think that's a good thing about Belleville. It's still a truly community club. I mean, your family is of course deeply involved in Belleville rugby, and Koos is there always on the side of the field. We saw Alistair in the park there. Not to mention the other hundreds, or if not thousands, of local fans who come every weekend. Arno Johnson, of course, is the captain at Belleville.
Ek het geweet Kryfontein gaan vir ons kom, dit gaan 'n harde wees, want hulle het die vorige week het hulle vir Kuilsrivier gewen. So ons was lekker voorbereid vir hulle en ons vat dit maar net game vir game. En weer eens wil ek net dankie sê vir ons toeskouers wat week na week uitkom en vir ons kom support. Al het ons 3 verloor agter die blad, maar die game het vir ons nou 'n goeie opsoort gegee. Dalinki China het hom goed kwyt geraak van die game. Verstaan, dat is die eerste game op center en dat is die tweede league game. Verstaan, so ons die hele jong backline is meer dan ons forward wat ons experience is, waar ons nou 'n hele paar ou manne het. Soos Alfonso Fuller wat ook nog teruggekom het van sy loadings af. So hy het ook nou sy comeback gemaak. Ja, ons ouens is nou aan die loop. Nee, ons weet Rangers is ook 'n goeie hardloopspan. Verstaan, hulle het ons nou 2 jaar terug het hulle gewen na by hulle. Dit hulle nou afgegaan, maar ons sal goed voorbereid ons sal goed voorbereid wees die week vir hulle.
Arno Johnson is, of course, the captain at Belleville, and very happy with their performance there on the day. Right, folks, if you want to win that Hisense Smart TV, that 40-inch Smart TV from courtesy of BestMed, which of course includes all of the Android apps such as Netflix and YouTube and any of the apps that you want to purchase on the Google Play Store, and then you can install it on that TV. It's a smart television, 40 inches, fantastic. It connects to your internet. You can browse. You can do incredible. Basically, it's a computer in a television. Now, if you want to win this, you can see here on the screen what it looks like. Now, if you want to win this, then just SMS the word BestMed to 33090. All right, 33090, and you'll put yourself in the mix to win that. This is your last chance to win that prize. It's quite apt though, because BestMed is of course the sponsor of the Western Province Rugby School of Excellence, where so many of the kids from the Craven Week and Grand Como have learned some of their skills. So, and we were out there over the, or at least last night at the Cape Sun. We'll take a look at that during the course of the show. But now tonight is your final chance to win this TV. So grab your mobile phone, grab your Hisense mobile phone, and SMS to 33090 now. 33090, the word best med. And do us a favor, include your name. Remember, terms and conditions apply, and SMS is charged at R1.50. We'll be back after the break. Right, folks, welcome back. In case, before we go to the capping ceremony, which was the Western Province Rugby's annual capping ceremony, which was, of course, held at the Cape Sun last night for the under-13s and under-16s and the under-18s Academy and Craven Weeks. Before we go to that, let's take a look at the results in Super League A. False Bay with a 57 points to 14 win over NTK. Hamilton's went down to Tygerberg, 31-10. That was probably the shock result of the week. Penel Villages went down to Belhar, 48-10, and UCT went down to Durban. Jerome, let's take a look at those some of those results there. False Bay, that was an expected win. I think Ishmael Dolly will be the first one to agree with that. A 57-14 win. At least he's not Ishmael Dolly, at least Wilbur Crock. Although Ish would agree with it as well. So False Bay still riding a high.
Yeah, definitely. I think NNK is a bit in trouble.
Yeah. And then, of course, the big shock over the weekend. Well, I wouldn't say it was a shock. Although I must say Tygerberg have been threatening with these little... They've had such little paper losses, 1 point here or 2 points there. They've really been doing well this year. But Hamilton's, I think a lot of people just took it for granted, or certainly some people who speak. No, and it was a win for Tygerberg.
Yeah, definitely, JP. I knew Tygerberg could do that because everybody was expecting Hamilton's to win this game. But Tygerberg was outstanding this whole season.
I've got to, we were at this capping ceremony. We've been talking about this. I suspect, and I'm going to put take a bit of a gamble saying this. I suspect that Tygerberg is now going to be the danger team in Super League A for the next few weeks. And the reason I say that is I get the feeling that it takes a couple of weeks to get into your zone. And I get the feeling Tygerberg is now in their zone, and anybody they play over the next couple of weeks is going to have a real tough time if they keep playing at that level.
Yeah, definitely, JP. Because Tygerberg really, they've been. I don't know what Ricky did the beginning of the season, but they've done something right. And it's a happy team, and the guys played. And they've got a lot of discipline also now, JP, within the team.
Yeah.
So they've done well, and I think they're gonna be the team to beat this season.
Yeah, well, that I'm saying they're going to be the danger outfit. Okay, Bella, of course, with a 48-10 win over Penel Villages, and then Jerome, UCT have been getting better and better and better. Durban have been waiting for this chance to strike back. I think that was probably one of the games that one couldn't really tell because everybody's waiting for Durban to turn it on. And looking at UCT's performance over the last few weeks, they've been getting stronger and stronger. It looked like, though, it was Durban's on the day.
Yeah, I think bad start for Durban because Bobby had to build a squad. A lot of players left, but they've done well to get the guys going. And I mean, I think it's their fourth win in a row now, so they're also on a winning spree. So I also think that people need to watch out for Durban. And I must say, UCT they also done well, but they've got a pretty young side. Spoken to Essie, they had about 8 guys still under 20. So they're busy bowling. My son is also playing the UCT team. He's 19 years old. So they're busy bowling, but that's a great result for Durban.
All right. Looking at Super League A, at least moving on to Super League B results now. Belvoir 30-25 over Kraaifontein. Franschhoek went down by just 7 points to St. George's. Helderberg 52-24 over Paarl. Meanwhile, in Super League C, it was Busy Bees 29-17 over Goodwood. Kylemore went down to Langa, and Macassar with a 32-6 win over Wraithby Universals. In the regional leagues, we saw Noordlikers with a 67-12 win over Thistles. Rocklands 10-5 over Retreat. Masipumulele with a 5-point win over Police, and then Western Zebras 59-29 against Progress. Right, folks, those are, of course, the results from the weekend. Now, as I said earlier on, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, all right, grab your Hisense mobile phone and just SMS the word SCORE to 33090. 33090 is the number that you need to text. Terms and conditions, of course, apply, and you'll be able to win yourself a case of Score. Congratulations to last week's winner, Hazel Brooks. Hazel, somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you, and you'll get yourself a case of Score energy drinks. Really keep you going, especially in winter. You put that down, it's got guarana in it, and caffeine, and all sorts of energy boosters, and a fantastic drink. In fact, I love drinking it, especially just before I go to a workout. And it's at the end of the day, and I'm tired, and you've got to find a little bit of extra energy to lift yourself up. Well, then a can of Skol works well for me, and really it tastes so nice. Anyway, that's your Skol energy drinks. Of course, they're on board with Western Province Club Rugby as a sponsor to the Sevens. That's coming up later on in the year, so we're looking forward to that. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the ad break, it's time for us to take a look at the capping ceremony which happened last night at the Cape Sun. Of course, Western Province Rugby's annual capping ceremony. Last night was, of course, the under 18s, under 13s, and under 16s. Some very proud boys, and we'll meet them after the break. Folks, you're watching Cape Rugby TV, and on board with Cape Rugby TV is, of course, Dulux Maitland. They're situated at number 30 Coburg Road. Dulux Maitland will tint anything for you. They come out to your premises. They'll give you expert assessments. If you want to save a lot of money with your projects, especially if you're a contractor, Dulux Maitland will come to your premises. They'll spec your premises, and they'll work out exactly how much paint you need. And at the same time, they will take a look for things like damp or any other construction matters that they need to give you advice on. Look out for their rock grip ranges, including the wall and ceiling paints, the acrylic roof paints, as well as the plaster primers, all available, of course, at Dulux Maitland, number 30 Coburg Road. Visit the store, and well, when you are there, fill in the form and you put yourself in the mix to win a contractor's trailer worth 15,000 Rand. So before we go ahead and speak to all the boys and the captains and coaches, we have to first catch up with one of the professional rugby players, and he's certainly the flavour of the month at the moment, the Under-20 World Cup player of the tournament, Jarno Augustus, local boy. Let's hear what he has to say as he speaks to us exclusively here on Cape Rugby TV.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-wise, be fit.
Right, mense, saam met my nou hierso by WP se capping ceremony is Jarno Augustus van Whistling Wheels. Mr. Klaasen sal hom seker vanaand baie trots wees op jou, meneer.
Ja, ek kan my indink hoe trots hy sal wees van. Hy is een wat altyd in my geglo het ook daar by Whistling Wheels, altyd my speelkans gegee het en tyd gegee het om my rugby te geniet daar by Whistling Wheels.
Daar's min mense wat eintlik nou hierso vanaand sal weet waarvan ons praat.
Ja,
maar Whistling Wheels is een van die WP se clubs. Mr. Klaasen is julle vorige president, en hy het verskriklik baie werk op die grond gedoen, en jy het nou hierdie ding vorentoe gevat, en die community is seker baie trots op jou.
Ja, ek het al baie boodskappe gekry van die community en van die spelers wat vir Whistling Wheels wat my sterkte gesê het. Ek wil ook net dankie sê vir hulle wat my die kans gegee het om my talente en my gawes wat die Here my gegee het by Whistling Wheels te kan uitleef.
Now, tell us a little bit about the World Cup. How was the trip? Obviously, you walked away with the biggest prize and probably more publicity than anybody else. You must be starstruck. You got flashes, light bulbs going off in the eyes already.
Ja, het was lekker in Georgia, veral met die World Cup. Die team environment was baie lekker en die Georgia se plek is ook baie lekker. En ek toe ek die award kry, ek kon nie glo ek het dit gewen nie, en toe ek hulle my naam announce en toe slaat alles blink, so ek kan regtig niks aanhou van hy oomblikie.
En dan het jy seker baie interviews nog gedoen en die ouens almal op 18 jaar gejaag geword.
Ja, ek het al baie interviews gedoen al en ek het toe van die airport af terugkom te wag al en mense wat vir my wil interview en ja, so ek het al baie interviews gekry al.
Hulle het self gesê ons moet kom, maar ons gesê nee, wag, ons vang jou hierso. Vertel ons gou 'n bietjie van hierdie ouetjies wat vanaand caps gekry het. Jy het deur die BestMed School of Excellence gegaan, hierdie wat ons nou gesien het. Jy weet jy ken die proses nogal goed. Jy is een van die ouens die suksesstories van die BestMed School of Excellence. Dit wys jou net wat jy kan doen as die dinge in plek val.
Ja, die dinge is net hard werk behind the scenes. Nou, ek kom nie nou deur die ranks nie, maar ek het die opportunity gekry om 'n keer 'n week te speel en ek het toe my droom geleef daar en toe ek nou onder 19 Currie Cup gespeel WP en toe het ek nou opgetrek in die SA. So jy kan dit maak al hoef jy nie deur die ranks te kom, jy kan dit nog maak.
Ja. En die ouetjies vanaand, hulle gaan 'n paar tough games hê voor hulle. Enige advies?
Ek wil net sê hulle moet uitgaan en hulle geniet. Hulle moet nie nog worry oor ander mense nie en hulle beste gee. En ek wil net sê wel dan vir die ouens wat dit gemaak het en hy span. Dis 'n groot voorreg om aan te kan speel.
Sandro, los dit daarso, jy maak ons baie trots.
Okay.
En ek sê die ouens in eerste rivier gaan seker baie happy wees.
Baie dankie JP. Okay.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
We'll catch up now with first with the under-16 Grand Como captain and coach Jared Haynes and Sean Erasmus.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Right, folks, with me now is Jared Haynes. He is the captain of the under-16 Grand Como side. Jared, you must be thrilled tonight.
Yeah, I am very thrilled to be chosen as a captain. It's a great privilege to be chosen as a captain. We've got a bunch of great boys here to lead there.
I see there's quite a couple of guys from Paul Roos. They must be proud.
Yeah, very proud. Our coach is proud of us and all of that. I'm excited to play with them again in the Western Province top.
Who's going to be the toughest team this year?
Bulls is definitely going to be
Bulls?
the toughest team. Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to leave it at that. Jared, you guys can make us proud, eh?
Thank you,
There you
sir.
go. Folks, we're here at the annual Western Province Rugby capping ceremony at Tsogo Sun in Cape Town. With me now is Sean Erasmus. Sean, it's been a year since we last spoke to you. Well, I know we've spoken to you more often than that, but it's been a year since the last capping ceremony. You're coaching the under-16s, the Grand Como side. Very proud moment for you and the boys tonight.
Yeah, very privileged to work with the boys. A lot of talent, so we're really keen to get out there and do the job.
Quite a wide variety. I look at the guys this evening. Really, I mean, across all of the squads, a lot of different schools represented this year. I think quite a wider variety than before.
Yes, definitely. I think the selectors did a good job of getting around to all the trials and also watching some schoolboy games, giving everybody a fair opportunity. So the squad is very representative.
Tell us a little bit about the preparation. I think one of the camps that you guys went on last year was at Franschhoek, and then of course we caught you guys in the blistering cold in Paarl as well.
Yeah, you know, we want to make it exciting for the boys and sort of let them enjoy it. So yeah, this year again, heading off to a camp in Bloemfontein. We're calling it Camp Nowhere. The boys don't know where they're going. It's a surprise. So yeah, I'd hopefully give them a little bit of an edge with that preparation.
And then competitions coming up?
Yeah, you know, obviously big competition with the Grand Como. That's massive, and first game up the Bulls. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Tough opposition?
Very much. Yeah, you know, everybody's tough. It's sort of your prime teams, all your best under-16s coming through. So, but we'll be ready and prepared for it.
Sean, we leave it at that. Best of luck.
Thank you so
sure
much.
You guys can make us proud.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Sean Erasmus, Jared Haynes. Of course, Jared is the captain of the Under-16 Grand Como week. Sean Erasmus, the coach of the Under-16s. Jerome, Sean himself has been doing a great job. I think he's with Boys High. That school is, I think, number 1 or 2 in South Africa. They just win. He seems to have built this stability in Western Province for this team.
Yeah, and it's it's a great honor for Western Province to have a coach like Sean with his experience. And yeah, his school is currently number 1 in SA. At one stage they claimed they were number 1 in the world, which I think earlier in this year they went to New Zealand. They got their first loss in a couple of years.
Yeah, I thought Paul Roos were still the current world champions.
So yeah, but then boys had to start to claim that because they've been winning.
Yeah, but you got to go play in the school's world champion first to claim that title.
Yeah, definitely. That's why they went over to New Zealand, but unfortunately they had one lost on tour there. The captain of the under-16 JP, did you feel a bit? Look, this guy is 15, 14. And he's looking over your head. How did you feel about that?
No, but he was standing on a box. He was standing on a box. That's why he was so big. The size of these kids.
I'm not saying that you're short, JP. I'm just saying that this guy is big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 6'5", so he's probably 6'9". You know, no, but the size of these kids. Anyway, the genetics that are coming out here today in Western Province is unbelievable. We managed to speak now to the under-18 academy captain Herman Leroux and some of the other under-18 academy players.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Right, mense, saam met my nou is Herman Leroux. Hy is die kaptein van die akademiespan. Herman, julle is seker happy vanaand.
Ons is baie gelukkig vanaand. Ja, dit is baie groot voorreg vir ons om vanaand die keppie te kry.
En waar is jy op skool?
Ek is op Holland Landbou op skool.
Holland Landbou, né? Is jy ouers vanaand hier so?
Ja, hulle is hier so vanaand. Ja.
Julle ouens al die pad deur gery van waar af?
Ja, Parel Wellington. Ja.
Nog 'n lang pad.
Ja, dis ver, maar dit is moeite werd geweest.
Luister Herman, ons los dit daar so julle ouens maak ons trots, né?
Baie dankie.
Folks, with me now is Raven Smith, and you'll never believe this, he is the son of our very own Roger Smith, who's been on Cape Rugby TV with us many, many times. He's playing in the which side?
Academy week side.
And your dad played for?
Western Province and the Sharks.
And he played which position?
Fullback and wing.
And you play?
Fullback and wing.
And now that's a coincidence. Did he tell you to play those positions?
No, it's just basically just happened. I think it's just in the blood.
So when you finish now playing rugby at school level, are you going to go play for Stars?
No.
Not going to. David, we'll leave it at that. Congratulations. Your dad's very proud of you tonight. There we go.
Okay.
Folks, with me now is Justin Miller. He is from the Western Province Rugby Academy side. Of course, you would have seen him on the weekend in that derby match, Bishops against Rondebosch, playing, of course, at flank. Justin, the president, said today that he likes the way that you play. Great evening tonight.
Yes, very much. It was a surprise of a shout out from him, but it was greatly appreciated. Yeah, it was appreciated.
So tell me about the last couple of weeks. It's been quite a journey for you guys. You had a lot of trials. You of course had to meet a lot of friends. And normally you guys only play competition against each other, like competitive rugby. Must have been a different experience.
Yeah, it was quite different. But like meeting all the O's and playing with them, it's quite cool. We like bonded. All the practices have got us quite close. There's a lot of different personalities here, which is quite good.
All right, Justin, we're going to leave it at that. We know that you're going to make us proud. Good luck. Have fun. And most important, I think, really enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Folks, we're here at the Togo Sun. Of course, it's the annual Western Province Rugby capping ceremony. With me is Unati Kalipa. Unati is playing for the academy side. Sax boy. Unati, having fun tonight?
It's been a great evening. It's such a privilege being here with all the gents. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
I believe, there was a story about, was it Sax that beat a team over the weekend, and it was 20 years ago that you guys, the last coach, beat another team. What was that all about?
It's when we beat Pochem.
Yeah.
We were losing 19-0 at half time, and then we came back to win 22-19. And last time that happened was
20
years ago. And with our coach as the captain.
Your coach as the captain was playing in that side?
In that side, yeah.
Unati, listen here. Looks like you guys are going to have a big duel. Have fun, and good luck.
Thank you.
Here we go.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Welcome back, folks. All right, Jerome, the kids are so confident. I think you probably even know some of these kids and their parents.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know a lot of that kids, and the captain, Herman Leroux. Actually, when I went over to Boland, I played a couple of games with his dad, Julius, and also at Wellington we played together. So I think, he was. I don't know if he was born yet, but or he was 1 year old. Yeah. But I think Julius is proud of him, and also, I mean, Roger Smith's son, Raven. Yeah. It's also for Roger. I mean, he's a proud dad, and I know he do a lot for his sons. He's got 2 sons. Yeah. So it's good to see. I mean, all the ex-rugby players. You see, Chris Rousseau's son. He went to capping.
And
Carl Du Plessis.
I was about to say Carl Du Plessis.
To do capping.
They brought Carl Du Plessis onto the stage to do the capping for his own son.
And also played prop for the Lions. I've played with his dads in the SA teams a couple of times also. So it's good to see that. I mean, it's definitely JP. It's not. It's a genetic thing, and you can see when if you have a son like
one of these days, maybe one of these days you'll have an opportunity to put a cap on your son.
I did put the cap on.
You
my
did
son.
put it? Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave it at. Look, we've got to move on. We managed to also speak to the Under-18 Academy coach, Bobby Martin, and Lucky Glepu, who is the Under-18 Craven Week captain.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Folks, with me now is Bobby Martin, or Heinrich Martin. Bobby is, of course, the assistant coach of the academy side. Bobby, a fantastic night tonight. Everybody's looking like that. An absolutely great time.
Yeah. No, the boys are looking good. Everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. Hard work ahead of us.
Just how proud are the moms and dads tonight?
I think they're exceptionally proud. Moms are taking photos, selfies the whole time. I suppose it's also, for a mother, they do the Saturday morning drive, take the boys there. So they play a big role in these boys' lives, and I think it's good to acknowledge parents as well in this occasion.
On top of that, there's also a lot of teachers here tonight, and most of the teachers are coaches or coaches that are teachers at schools. And a wide variety of schools selected this year.
Yeah.
The teachers and coaches must be just as proud.
Yeah, they're hell of a proud, JP, because, I mean, take from myself, I come from Milnerton.
Yeah.
We have our under-16 coach here. We have a boy in a Grand Commonwealth team. So these coaches, they put in a lot of effort. We don't have all the resources like the big schools. So those teachers feel that they go the extra mile, and they also feel like they've been rewarded because their boys have been selected.
We'll leave it at that. Best of luck for tour.
Thanks a lot, JP. Keep on.
Folks, we're out here at the Cape Sun, or the Tsogo Sun, where it's the annual Western Province rugby capping ceremony. And every year the youngsters come out here and they don that pride, or with pride at least, the cap of Western Province. With me now is Lucky Glepu, Sax boy, captain of the Western Province under 18 Craven Week side. Lucky, fantastic night tonight.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, the boys been putting hard work behind the scenes before this. So achieving this goal of making Western Province Craven League team is special. It's been a dream for many of us growing up, you know, and we're really privileged to be here and highly honored.
Now listen, one of my very, very good friends and one of the real legends of rugby in South Africa, Paul Delport, played scrum off for, I think, the under-21 side, the emerging Springbok side, and just about every other team in Western Province. So you're a sack scrum off, he was a sack scrum off, you got big shoes to fill.
Oh yeah, I speak to Paul now and then, you know, he calls me sometimes, we have a chat, he's my mentor, you know, he pushes me with my rugby and stuff like that, and to force me to level up and to get better. So he's like my mate to me and someone I look up to.
All right, Lucky, we're going to leave it at that. I'm sure you guys want to go get some food. You need to get some calories in.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go.
Thanks.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Bobby Martin, or Heinrich Martin at least there, speaking to us, as well as Lucky Glepu. Lucky looks like a young man that's enjoying his space there, Jerome.
Yeah, definitely. I know he came from primary school. He came from Gerald's and Ganley School.
Yeah.
And went to he's at Sex currently.
Yeah.
And he's the captain of Sex and captain of the Craven Week side. Young scrum off with lots of potential, great leader. You could just see, like 2 weeks ago in Oudtshoorn, how we speak to the guys and how we talk and how the guys respond. I mean, he's almost the smallest in the team, but if he talks, the guys look up to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, his speech last night was outstanding, JP, for a young man to speak like that.
Yeah. No, well, that's what we're looking for from the youngsters. And I think that's what rugby brings out in the youngsters as well. If you play on the rugby field, brings out all that confidence. But someone who was very happy with the night was, of course, and we'll wrap it up now, the general manager for amateur rugby at Western Province, Mr. Danny Jones.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit.
Folks, we're here at Tsogo Sun. Of course, it's been a fantastic evening. The kids have got there, or at least kids, they're not kids, they're monsters, these boys. Of course, got their tassels in the capping ceremony here at the Cape Sun, annually done. With me now is Danny Jones, the General Manager of Western Province Rugby Union. Danny, what a fantastic evening.
Yes, JP, I need to firstly congratulate the staff of Western Province for their hard work behind the scenes today to make this thing work. Then I want to thank the parents for their role with the kids. I want to thank the kids, the schools for their work. It's a great evening, and we as Western Province, we cream the top of what's happening. And we're blessed with the amount of work that the schools are doing.
I mean, it's a special feeling tonight because you've been on the show with us for the last few weeks, and we've been talking about City Park, we've been talking about HTS, we've been talking about the HPC, the BestMed School of Excellence. All the while watching, we've had the likes of Sean Erasmus and Clinton van Rensburg and all the boys talking all the way through this. Wilfred, of course, instrumental in this as well. And here it is tonight. I mean, the feeling is just exceptional. The boys look like they're having a real lot of fun.
JP, it's a red carpet moment, I have to say this. And I want to thank BestMed for their investment in the School of Excellence. And what we see tonight is a direct reciprocation from that investment that they have made in the School of Excellence. And these players will do Western Province and Bestmed proud at the National Weeks.
In the past, when we've looked at the TV sheets, and we see it sometimes in the emerging side, you can see the team, there's 10 players from one school or 10 players from another club or whatever. I know that tomorrow when I read out the team sheets, the selected sheets, I'm going to have 2 or 3 from one school, 2 or 3 from another school. I've never seen such a variety spread across Cape Town in terms of the makeup of this team.
JP, a lot of hard work has gone into schools rugby by the school, and we need to compliment them. Yes, there'll always be a few top dogs out there, but the rest, the pack that's following, is really catching up quick. If one looks at the likes of Brackenfeld and Stellenberg compared to the normal Bishop Sachs, Rondebosch, Paul Roos, Paul Jim, Paul Roos, and Boys Eye, and Weinberg, of course. Weinberg.
The guys are all coming through. Everybody's coming up now.
And now those other schools are really coming through the system. We're very appreciative in Western Province of that, because it spreads the basis, it brings more talent to the system, and in the end it makes the area of the Stormers far richer than what it was.
Danny, we're going to leave it at that. We know that you've got to get back to the function here. It's a fantastic evening tonight, as we of course expected, nothing less from Western Province. So best of luck, and we know the boys are going to do well.
JP, thank you. Thank you to Cape Rugby TV for their investment into rugby. We appreciate that.
We love it.
Thank you, JP.
Okay.
The following Western Province Rugby School of Excellence insert is brought to you by BestMed. Be active, be safe, be happy, be Nutri-Wise, be fit. All right, let's take a quick look at the fixtures coming up for the weekend. SK Warmers are up against Bellar. It's Penil Villages taking on Hamilton's. Falsbay and Primrose Durbanville are up against Brackenfell. In Super League B, Young Peoples and Hamlets, Kelsriver Silurians, Kraaifontein Villages, Helderberg St George's, Franschhoek Hands Bernards, Belleville and Rangers. In Super League C, Strand United take on Lunga, Strand and Kylemore, Scottsdino up against Young Stars, Goodwood and All Saints, Elsie's and Hamadias and Busy Bees take on Vineyards at the Lunga Stadium. Meanwhile, in the City League, we see Young Ideas up against Silvertree, Watsonia are up against Temperance and City Progress take on Perseverance, Manenberg Rangers take on Western Zebras and Caledonian Roses are up against Masipumalele. In the Southern League, it's Young Brothers and Thistles, they're playing at Guguletu, Titans and Bishop Lavis are playing at the Fairmount High School, Peninsula and Young Wesleys and Noordlickers and Silverleaf, they're home at Avonwood Park. And in the Northern League, Stelkor up against Strand Pioneers playing at Itis Valley, so home ground advantage for Stelkor. Imikawi playing at Khayelitsha against Blakes. Delft up against Khayelitsha, and at Blue Stars take on Whistling Wheels in Klapmuts. Blue Jets against Eerste also at the Khayelitsha Stadium. Right, that's a wrap for us at Cape Rugby TV. Jerome, thank you very much for joining me. I'm looking forward to an exciting rugby weekend.
Yeah, thanks JP. I think there's great games, and just good luck to the Cravenwick teams. I mean, they have one next week to wrap up before they go to their various tournaments. So good luck to them.
Yeah, right folks, that's a wrap from us. We trust that you'll have a fantastic rugby weekend. Big games coming up this weekend, and everybody's back on the park. Hopefully we get some more rain. Hopefully the grass stays green. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.